Cool. All right. So I also want to all right, well, let's just keep it organic, right? So there's a bunch of you on. I think I know everybody. There's a lot, this is streaming to YouTube right now. So I'm not going to say anything that I don't want on YouTube unless I stop the stream. And what happens on the YouTube, right now we see a gallery, but it only shows the people that are cameras on. So people with cameras off, it doesn't even show your squares or anything. So so TL just flipped you off. And this is the Stoic Temple. So we have multiple platforms. Like sometime in the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to go live on IMC Base One Instagram, which is IMC Base One, 637 followers. Now, these are 100% followers of AZD Clips. So for whatever reason, they followed because of AZD Clips. So I think that means that they have some interest in what AZD says, how he looks, his delivery, presentation, whatever. I'll also go live on IMC Nation _ Instagram account, which is 551 followers, completely AZD Clips. So those are 100% only people only interested in AZD Clips. Then I'm also going to go live on the TikTok. This is in the next 45 minutes after I'm done with the stream. And the TikTok account is at 20.1 thousand. And so you could expect that if I go for 10 minutes, at least 300 individuals will see my face talking IMC. Every 30 seconds or something, I'm going to say IMC Nation, IMC, AZD, IMC Base One, something like that. Repeatedly, keep it going at a different level because they're total newbies. As newbie as could be. And I'm going to gain practice at bringing this conversation to the common folk and pulling them down the straight line so that they're here and eventually here. And some of them will make it. I'm looking for them. I'm taking the reins, and maybe one day you guys will too. I don't know when. I don't know how much. I don't know in what way. This is just the way that I've figured out based on whatever. When the rain falls on the mountain and carves a river, how does it know where to go? So that's what I've done in my life. It'll look different for your life, where you're coming from. The path that you carve. And, I'm also going to grow the Telegram group. So how I'm going to do that is right now, just record a little video. Everybody, I'm Yogi Chris, captain of IMC Nation. Where do we have? We don't have the logo. So this is IMC Nation, beast. IMC Nation. If you're a man and you're watching this, I don't know why you wouldn't be a part of our IMC Nation Telegram group. This is open. You'll hear and see things that you won't hear and see on TikTok, Instagram, social, YouTube, anywhere, because we can't. We get censored, deleted. But these are some of the truths we've discovered. Join the link wherever it is. So I'll post that also in the next 45 minutes after I'm done with my piece. Taking the reins. Funneling people to the Telegram groups. Wouldn't all of you like more people on your live streams? Interested, more men and women, but I'll leave it up to you to find your women and tell them to show up to your streams. They will, and you will, benefit from other men being on your streams listening to you when they show up. You don't want to invite them and they're the only one that shows up. Taking the reins, funneling them to the Telegram. Oh, man. Okay. So, before I say anything about what the piece was that I was going to say, because I don't really know even how effective, I'll make it effective. I'll just keep going until I make it effective. I'll beat it into submission, or I'll quit and when time runs out, but I'll die trying. I'll go out trying to get the point across, but I don't know how effective the point is going to be for you. It just comes across to me in my meditation. And I don't really know what's important to you. You guys show up. It's very interesting. I don't understand some of you. A lot of you I don't understand. AZD was asking me, what's up with Lobo? I didn't know what to tell him. He was like, what's up with TL? I didn't know what to tell him.
Yeah, I can say it right now. As for me, I want everybody out here. I know you guys want me to make a base. I'm trying to take every other base and bring it over here because we need to make like a whole compound. We need to, Jewish communities are so powerful because they work together and they actually only work within their own community.
Are you Jewish or you just comment?
I'm not Jewish, but I used to work at a Jewish community center, a bunch of beautiful girls there, Jews, non-Jews. It was so enjoyable. Such a practical yet expansive experience.
So yeah, all you guys, I know a little bit more about Armando, where he's coming from. Star of Truth, Daniel, Enjoyable. That's funny. That's where I found that Snowfall song, even though I already knew it, but I forgot what it was. And like when you know a song, but you don't know what the name of it is, you have no idea how to look it up. And you're like, damn it, I kind of hear a piece of it in my head. How do I find this song? So Star of Truth posted a video and it had this song in the background with some rapper or something saying something. And so I Shazammed it and found this other douchebag on YouTube that did some voiceover to it. And somehow I reverse engineered, found the original, what it was without, it's an instrumental, not with somebody saying anything over it. I found it and now it's saved in my playlist. Again, I think for the second time. I think it's in the same playlist. It's just way down there. I don't know how to find it. So, all right. Anything for the Captain Chris? What are we talking about today?
See, that's what I like about Captain Chris. He could take even a douchebag off of YouTube and find some good music. You know what I'm saying? Man. Like Yogi Chris can find the douchebags across the United States and actually bring the gold out of them. All you douchebag ass motherfuckers out there that want to make a change, put yourself in front of Yogi. If you're in front of this man's presence, I guarantee you the purity of that man shall either burn you down and you will be no more, or you'll be left with something that's actually real. So use that information with like the utmost understanding that like you're here for a reason. You're not just listening to Yogi Chris for a reason. He's not just here speaking for a reason. Jose Ibarra's not here for a reason. Coach isn't here for a reason. Lobo's not here they're not here for no reason. The reason that they're here is because this is something that can change your life. So what I would suggest is just put yourself out there.
Hell yeah. Put yourself out there. And I like how everybody a lot of people turn on their cameras. And so I'm looking at the Zoom stream to YouTube. It looks dope. The bunch of people on. There's still more people that just have their cameras off. That's fine. So what I was going to talk about today, if there's no, further, man, it's so interesting. My relationships with everybody. I'm seeing Ranger. Man, it's just like, I know you guys to some degree. And some of you looking from your end, I don't know if you know anybody to the degree that I even know you. And I know a bunch of you to different varying degrees. I've met TL in person, but Mr. Guerrero has come like 25 times, 40 times. And I've met him and I've seen him do the private moment and the creation exercises in front of me and confessions and parties, public speaking, and I've listened to him game. I've watched recordings of it, and we've been to strip clubs, and we've drank together. And then there's some degree I know Lobo, and there's some degree I know Star of Truth. Star of Truth lived in base 2. Coach was around here taking us to. I visited San Francisco with Coach and LA. We've traveled. Some of you have taken the road trip from LA to San Jose, or maybe some others, like maybe there's Sacramento has taken the road trip. I did a road trip with Fernando before any of you did a road trip with anybody in IMC. I drove from San Jose to LA. LA to San Jose and back. We went both, man. Before that, I had road tripped with Brian Casella and David Coker. One time at initiation, which was Vince Kelvin's 7-day training, and Arash would come to Vegas for the final 4 days of it. On the 4th day, we would go into the city, because the first 3.5 days we were staying in these like really cold ass tents in the middle of the desert, about an hour and a half like south of Vegas. I forget the name of the town, but it's on the border of California and Nevada, and it's just like in the middle of nowhere. And the desert holds no heat at night. And it was January. And Brian decided he was going to fast. So I decided I'm going to fast also, because if he's going to fast for 3 days in the desert, I'm going to fast for 3 days in the desert. And so we're doing this Vince Kelvin training, which is built on the principles of like exhaustion and pounding new language patterns into you when you're like delirious. Then I'm fasting also. And we're doing 3 days of that. And then I break fast and we drive into town, and then AZD's there. And so I did that road trip with Brian. I've done the road trip to San Jose and back. I think I've done, no, maybe I've never done San Jose, but it doesn't matter. So that's a degree of relationship. Jaime stayed here residency. He's stayed overnight for like 2 weeks or more. Shamir lived at base 1 for like a month and a half. At the previous base 1. Man. So, what came to me, this is why, remember, keep in mind that I said, I already confessed, or I already, disclaimer, I don't know how important this is going to be for you. It's just the idea that I have to go on. And that's the quality of something is different than the thing. Let me explain. Energy, you can measure energy in the same units of energy, whatever. What's a unit of energy? Does anybody know a unit of energy? I might be talking to energy illiterate people.
Like joules?
There you go. There's one. Anybody know another one? Joule. You've heard joule in like megajoule or gigajoule. You've never heard of a joule. So what's a unit of energy? Do you know? Don't say money.
Isn't it like Kelvin or something like that?
That's temperature. You all know an easy basic one. Come on, Lobo. Yeah, there it is. He found it.
Calorie.
Which the calorie on the cereal box is actually a kilocalorie. With a capital C, they make it a calorie. So that's actually 1,000 calories. The calorie is how much energy it takes to heat like a gram of water 1 degree centigrade or something. At sea level, starting at like some basic, it's some standard that's measured against. That's why it's kind of arbitrary, but it's also kind of like temperature is arbitrary. You can go negative. What is that? Kelvin would be like absolute temperature. Amp, maybe. I think it's volts. I think volts are the unit of energy in electricity. I forget. But there's BTU is another one. So there's different units of energy, the British thermal unit. So let's take, so you could take any unit. They're all convertible. It's like saying a Chinese yen or whatever the fuck, American dollar, Australian this or that, a British pound. You can convert between any of them. The only difference is in energy, they don't fluctuate based on market value. It's what it is. A megajoule is equal to however many calories is equal to some amount of BTUs. And the scale is the same, no matter how big or small. You convert dollars to this or that. So you can express any kind of energy in a unit of energy. Any kind of energy. Velocity has kinetic energy. Temperature has thermal energy. That's why you can make a heat engine. If it's hotter, there's an amount of energy between the hotter and the reservoir or the background. There's energy in that difference. There's energy in gravitational difference. This has potential energy. It falls, becomes kinetic energy. It lands, it becomes sound energy and heat energy. And energy is not the same just because it's energy. Because quality is different than the thing. Electricity, a unit of electricity is not the same thing as a unit of cereal. Even though you can measure both in calories or joules or volts or whatever. Amps. I forget the fucking electricity one. It might not make sense to measure calories of electricity, but you can. that's why we have different units, because they make more sense based on like who invented them and made it common practice. And so you'd have to, that's why we have English units versus metric units, 12 inches per foot versus meters, because a whole culture built around it, and it's convenient to continue using, and it's inconvenient to switch everybody over. So they use different units on these different energies.
Why is the United States the only country that uses like different kilometers?
Yeah, you'd go into the history of that unit, but it's what I just said. Like somebody invented it and built an industry around it, and we were the leading of a lot of industries, so it kind of set a certain standard that the whole world was against. It's kind of like, why does American only have folk style wrestling? The kind of wrestling that's college and high school is not the same thing as Olympics. Olympics is what everybody else does in college and high school in the world, but we decided we have our own style of wrestling that we do because we made it popular enough, and it's entertaining, whatever our reasons.
Wrestling's an American sport.
American style wrestling is different than what the rest of the world does for Olympics, and the rest of the world, all their feeder programs and training programs. First of all, they don't really do high school sports like we do, but so whatever their club sports and whatever is just Olympic style. They don't have a separate style. They just only train Olympic style because that's the penultimate. That's what you're going for. Americans, we do this folk style wrestling. And then we also have pro wrestling, and it's getting all mixed with like jujitsu and sambo and these other things now, which is great, but yeah. So Americans do our own shit sometimes, but distance, inches could be converted to meters, easy. No matter if you're talking 1,000 million miles or, micro inch, you can convert it to centimeters. And so it is with energy. You can convert from one energy to another, but quality is different. Electricity is electricity everywhere. It's the same. Whether you measure it in whatever unit, whether it's in China or Antarctica or America, it's a unit of electricity is that. But a unit of kinetic energy or a unit of heat, like in a fire, or a unit of running water or something, anything that can be expressed in energy, a unit of metabolism, or a unit of sound, like decibels, and you can do things with sound, like to break apart walls or glass or whatever. And that's what I'm saying. A unit of sound is not the same thing as a unit of electricity. I can run a computer with electricity, but sound can just be noise. Or sound could be a Martin Luther King speech. And I could move with the same amount of energy with a Martin Luther King speech as a unit of electricity. That could charge a battery for an hour. This could move 1 million people, and 1 million people could move a mountain. So I could just, and that same unit of energy as that amount of electricity, I could ohm by myself, and that sound energy doesn't do much to the outside world. But if I give a great speech, or if I make a video clip and post it and it goes viral, the unit of energy had a greater effect. That's how we measure quality. What's the effect created? So I could give you the script to sell, or I could give you some seductive line, but what's the quality of how you say it? Because you're using the same words, but what effect are you creating? That's the quality of how you're communicating it. See, words can also be measured in energy. Everything can be measured in energy. The unit of energy for words is information. Powerhouse, you're calling me during the open class, bro. Let me answer. Hey, brother, I'm streaming the open camp right now.
Open camp.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
open camp talk.
Yeah,
Oh, no, he's at his parents, so there's no officers meeting. I would have announced it. But I did the voluntary officers meeting earlier.
Oh, okay. Because I thought he was having that tonight at 8. but-
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
changed it. Sorry.
I'll jump in right now.
Post show. Oh,
Oh,
I don't know if I got the point across. The quality of things, words, the same lines, how you would give the same rebuttal. Like if the woman is like, how come you can be with multiple women, but I can't be with other men? And your answer to that could be word for word the same as AZD's, but what effect does it create? There's this other quality. You could say it at the same volume with the same intensity, but so to speak, on the outside, same intensity. There's maybe a quality of inner intensity, maybe too tense, maybe not intense enough. The certainty, authority, authoritative, lighthearted, playful, but dominant, courageous, and detached. These are other just qualities to describe the quality of that energy. Your yoga practice. You do that pose, I do that pose. What's the quality? You lift weights. What's the quality of the weight lift? It's the quality of the food you eat and the quality of how you eat it. The quality of how you go to sleep, the quality of how you take a shower, the quality of how you fuck, how you talk, how you show up for yourself, how you show up for your family and your tribe. Biologic and chosen family. The quality in your energy, the effect you create. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think I've done my like 20 or so minutes. I'm going to do live on these Instagram accounts and TikTok accounts. Spread the word. Take the reins. Get it out there. Get it done. So we have a camp coming up. I don't know. Some of you are not on. I don't know what's up with that. Don't know what's up with that. Don't even know what's up with that. Some of you that are on camp, you could be coming live. I just announced the music video. This is the first off the new album. It's called the IMC Nation Anthem with San Quinn, AZD. And, you know, I think it's very affordable. It's going to be sick. Pyro's going to be there. Man, who knows what we're going to create. It's going to be timeless. I don't use the music videos enough in my DH feeds. I should definitely.
Yesterday with the new chick.
That's the thing is the girls aren't challenging me. I don't need to. Not that they need to challenge me like that, but I'm not feeling challenged to seduce them. But maybe I should just go through and make sure that they've seen the last San Quinn video where I was the captain and we were doing the boxing. I should make sure they know that I'm in that music video and that a new album is coming out and that guy was in the Guinness Book of World Records for most album collaborations before the age of... Yeah, San Quinn was in the Guinness Book. He might still be. Most rap album...
If you put like a clip of it in your Instagram.
Oh yeah, man, there's lots I should promote myself more and recognize that promoting myself is promoting IMC. Like AZD said the other day, could anyone know Yogi Chris without knowing AZD? It'd be tough. You'd have to like know me from the past and not be paying attention anymore. So taking the reins. All right, everybody. Thank you for your comments and support. That's always really nice. Adam, preach. Hell yeah, I didn't even see that. Right on. I think I was during my segment. Fuck yeah. Or maybe it was for the previous guy. Actually, I don't know. All right, here's next. Base one, Guardian, Fernando.
I'm watching. Who's leaving? Shit. Dang, man. Are we still streaming on YouTube? Should I take that off?
Oh, yeah, let's look at the stats on that real quick. Good call. After I said I was not going to forget. Is Damari laughing at me? Better not be laughing.
No, it's public comment.